Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. Uh, p- Post market report. Look, here's the situation. Something's wrong. Something feels off. Tell me you don't feel it as well. Um, I really believe that we all maybe have an ability beyond what is commonly understood. And look, everything that we're seeing here just leads me to believe that we are very close to something kind of big. And this message or this warning that we got from the chair, the House Intelligence Committee. That alone is an oxymoron. Okay, so the House Intelligence Committee chair is warning of a serious, came out pretty publicly with this national security threat. People, look, let me explain this to you another way. In case you are not paying any attention here, all right, as we have talked about over and over and over again, there is a serious liquidity problem here. And even though it's crazy to think to put it in these terms, but I want you to ponder this. I've said it before, but think again. Think a little more deeper, maybe at a higher level here. Even though the world right now is awash in central bank issued debt, that's all they issue, their debt to the world, there's not enough of it. There's not enough to keep the system functioning at its current level. What does that mean? Okay, we already realize there are wars breaking out all over the place. The Middle East is a battleground right now. Okay, we understand what they're setting up here. Okay, they must facilitate more war. They must find a way to sell you more war. Again, you know this, and I'm going to say it one more time. There is no other endeavor on earth, off earth, anywhere else that generates more need for borrowed dollars, courtesy of the central bank, in this case, the Federal Reserve, than war. All wars are banker wars. War is a racket. Sound familiar to you? It should be. We've only been warned about this. Go back as far as you want to go here, people. So there's an eerie quiet here. Okay. Liquidity is drying up. We understand they need to propagate more war. They have to do it. You understand? So to me, the time is ripe. It feels ripe for a false flag event. And I would expect it to occur, usual standard operating procedures, after the market close Friday. That's when all bets are off here. Okay. I would expect something to occur at that point. Now, I'm not saying this is a lock. I'm just saying I believe in my heart that there is a high probability of this. And again, you feel it. You feel it. We can feel these things. Okay. You just got to pay attention to it. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong here. It's false flag Fridays. I mean, this whole thing is a false flag. You and I have been lied to and propagandized and continue to be propagandized. I mean, that was one of the things I spoke about at the end of 24. No, at the end of freaking 22, 23, I told you propaganda was going to go crazy here. And speaking of propaganda, so they float out this. I can't stand this guy. This is another freak of the highest order. Chicago Fed Goolsby. Goolsby. I don't know. We got to come up with a nickname for this freaking creature too. So the market today was fighting for direction, as you were well aware of, and then they float out this guy and Fed this guy after yesterday. The sell-off in the market, okay, really nothing dramatic going on there. Like I told you, 1.35% fall for the Dow, a 1.37% fall for the S&P 500, a 1.8% fall for freaking NASDAQ. Okay, big freaking deal, big whoopie-doo. The real story was the massive, and it was pretty profound sell-off in the debt market, but you and I don't rattle. You watch the 10-year yield today, so they float out this guy, Goolsby thing, creature, also vomitous mass puke, that it is, okay, another subhuman entity, inhuman, non-human, whatever it is, okay? They float it out to tell us, okay, Rate cuts can proceed. Okay, even though the Federal Reserve isn't even close to its target of inflation, although they're going to tell you they are. Okay, so all of a sudden the market gets a sigh of relief. The 10-year yield comes down. The dollar goes negative on a relative strength basis, and all of a sudden the stock market starts getting a bit higher. I mean, this is the game that the Federal Reserve plays all the time. They float out this thing to say one thing and then another thing on the other end to counter it. They go back and forth with this nonsensical narrative that is, again, it's straight out of their playbook. You see it every single time without exception. This is what always happens. So, and how many of you didn't see it? We knew that was going to happen. You think they were going to, we spoke about it yesterday. They're not done. They're not going to allow this to happen. It's the illusion of the market. They're going to pump this thing. Look, people, come on, man. Come on. I know some of you, and I heard from some of you, got a little rattled yesterday about the fall in the market. Really, honestly, not even a 2% fall, not even a 1.5% fall for the Dow or the S&P 500. That gets you a little shook up. It's the end. It's over. Really, get out of the market now. You got to be. I don't know what's going on. You got to stop being so freaking fearful. You get fearful. You get afraid. You make mistakes. You understand? There's nothing wrong with being aware of the situation and what's going on, because you and I are well versed in their operation. We own their playbook. We know what they're doing, why they're doing it. And again, you know how many things we've called? Do you realize before we struck Yemen, we called it to the day, almost to the hour. And with regard to these Iranian attacks here, we called that almost to the day. It's too easy. It's too easy to add these things up and see what's happening. And this got me concerned. When I got with this again, I don't even know its name. The House Intelligence Committee. Does that sound like an oxymoron to you? There's no intelligence here. Okay, they're all just I don't know what they are. They're all players, and in whatever stage they're trying to sell you something. They're warning of a serious national security threat. Of course, they're going to point their fingers at so and so. Say, well, we warned you on Wednesday, and then this happened, so we need to kill them. We need to kill them more than before. And again, the mechanism here is just so easy to understand. They must exacerbate. They must expand war. They have to kill more people. They have to sell you more war. This is, look, is this any secret? Gerald Celente has been telling you this since time immemorial. A lot of people, we all know where this is going. You think this is going to end well for anybody? Really? No, it's not going to. I'm sorry to tell you that. And we haven't even begun to see where this is going. They're already starting with the flag burnings and they're hating American people and they want us to die and dead to America. And now this freaking, this comment from this thing over here. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And I think it's ripe. I think the time is ripe. It's too quiet. Anyway, they got to hit you like that. They got to, it's kind of like, like you're watching a movie, and you kind of know when something's going to happen because it's too quiet. They're setting it up. You can see the pieces moving into place. Click, 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 click. And then all of a sudden, bam, you jump out of your seat. That's what they want. Shock and awe. They need full effect here. And unfortunately, that means people are going to die. Many, many people are going to die, unfortunately. And it's seriously a terrible thing. But look, the root cause of everything that we're seeing now is, in fact, the liquidity crisis. It's drying up. The system is illiquid. The system is insolvent. The system operates in a perpetual black hole. You all know that. And they're gonna pull something off you. Just be ready for it. Like I'm not saying it's a lock, but I think it's a high probability. I don't know. Tell me you guys and girls don't feel it either. I know you do. I know you do. It's too easy. I'm getting freaking chills all over my body right now. Anyway, with regard to this market, what happened today? As I said, we got some gains here. Are we done? Are we done? Is this all we're gonna get? Is this the correction? We need one. This market needs to fall. It's just too stupid. Up and up and up. But we know why. I mean, as we have covered repeatedly. The end of last year, What do we said to look out for? Mass layoffs. Well, guess what happened? Mass layoffs. You think we pull that stuff out of a hat too? I don't think so. It's too easy. It's too easy. So these continue, and these same companies, again, they're being rewarded, bid higher, bid higher, bid higher. And these same companies are now, because they're awash with cash, are buying back billions of dollars worth of their own stock after they're laying these poor souls off. No warning, just okay, pack up and split. People by the thousands here, and that's why we're seeing this go like this here. And then another thing, just real quick, again, looking at the debt market, realizing you and I that this is the driver. Okay, the driver of it all is the action here in the debt market. What would? Okay, here's a silly question for all of you. If in fact, let's say this weekend, false flag, something big goes off, what would be the knee-jerk reaction? Boom, cash make its way into the safety or perceived safety, because it ain't safe, safety of debt that would push the 10-year yield down. You might get a knee-jerk higher in the dollar off of that at first, but that would wane. And then, of course, that would drive more cash into the stock market. More war, more death, more pain, more suffering, higher stock market. And that's what they're counting on here. There's just no doubt about it. Gold finished flat today. Silver put on a gain. Bitcoin still doing very, very well. I'd love to see a pullback here as well with regard to that, but you can't count on it. Crude oil here got hit pretty good earlier. That's another thing they're not going to allow to happen here. Again, all of the military bases that we have in the Middle East. Oh yeah, we're there. They're all protecting us against terrorism. They're protecting oil people. That's what they're there for. They have to do it. It's part of the mandate here. Why the U.S. dollar is the world reserve. We have to, by mandate, the U.S. military must protect the oil of OPEC nations here, and that's this whole entire war is sending a message to OPEC nations. Don't even dream of aligning yourselves with BRICS. It will kill all of you, and we'll make up reasons to do it. This really what's happening here, and I think all of you get it. Anyway, look, with all that, just do what you've been doing. All right, all of us, we got this covered from every angle. It's at least I think we do, right, Joe? Obey or else. Exactly. It's the ability for any nation to exert its influence on another is by its war powers. That's all it is. And then the willingness to use it. You understand? And clearly that's being made very evident with what's happening here. Truly. Anyway, do you lovely people, you want to talk about anything specific before we split out of here today? Or you think we covered just about enough? Personally, I think we covered just about enough here. And I'll gladly cover a few questions for you guys and girls. But I don't know. I think we should ponder what's happening. Ron Schubert, is that actually Ron Schubert from like 1,000 years ago? Ron Schubert? Because it'd be nice without you, bro. I haven't heard from you in a long time. Anyway, people, I think we're going to. No. Look, with NVIDIA. All right, let's talk about tech, people. Let me talk about tech real quick. I don't know another way to put this because I've been telling you since last year. 2024, in my view, is going to be a banner year for tech moving forward. The market needs to fall. The market needs to pull back. Tech in aggregate needs to fall too. But in my opinion, if you're a guy or a girl that's into tech here, you need to be, adding to your positions here. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. As you know, I told you what I'm doing. You know exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I think we pretty much got this covered, people. Anyway, that's it. All right, look, we're going to call it ponder the things we speak about here. I want to hear from you. Am I way off base here? You think I got something? You think something's? Do you feel it? Let me know how you what's your take on it? All right, maybe not, maybe so. Anyway, Love you from the heart. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. And for my lions out here, if you're not taking care of your lionesses today in one way or the other, you better do it, or I'm going to come after you. I'm going to come after you. I'm telling you. All right, people, that's kind of it. I'll see you all in the morning. Love you from the heart. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your friendship, love, and everything else. All right, see you in the morning.